This year has not been great for crypto, and ICP is no exception. I published several videos on ICP on this channel, and initially there was a lot of excitement. The average video underperformed the typical ICP video, right? So this is the first ICP video, the line in blue, versus the average video, that's the area in gray. Another video followed that outperformed a bit less. Another one followed, again, less outperformance. So it seemed like over time the interest in ICP tended to rather decline. But then things turned around. This is a video published just 2 weeks ago. There's a lot of search interest for ICP suddenly. And that's probably because the price rallied massively. We went from $2.79 all the way up to $9.71, an increase of almost 250%. Now in this video, we're going to discuss why the price rallied that much and also why subsequently it went down again. There is a reason for this price development, and that gives us a hint of what might come in the near future. Now this is a very long-term chart of ICP, but this time relative to other altcoins. So this is the ICP price divided by the others market cap. The others market cap is all the altcoins that are not in the top 10. ICP tended to underperform quite consistently, and every now and then we get those very quick rallies. But unfortunately, after those rallies, we see again the price declining. Now the question is, why is the price going down that much? It's probably not just token inflation, because according to the official Tokenomics website of ICP, the inflation rate is at 5.9% right now. Here is ICP relative to Bitcoin, also a very similar chart. Imagine in 2021 you invested $80,000 into ICP instead of Bitcoin. How much opportunity cost did you actually face? $80,000, that's roughly the price of a very nice car at the time. Now that went down to roughly $300. Again, if we just compare ICP to Bitcoin. So one nice Porsche would have turned into a nice dinner for two. A complete value destruction in the matter of just a few years. That's at least how most people see it, right? Value just gets destroyed, money gets burned. But money doesn't get burned in any market. It just moves from one hand to the next. The question is, who is actually selling here? Everybody wants the ICP price to go up, but apparently somebody is selling all the time whenever we see elevated prices. Who is the seller? Is this the insiders? Is this the team? Is this potentially Dominic Williams himself? I don't know. I don't have an answer to this. All I know is that somebody is taking profit all the time. How much profit? At least the amount that gets liquid due to token inflation. The market cap of ICP is not even at an all-time low. Internet Computer is currently at 1.5 billion, and in November of 2022 it was below 1 billion. The price, however, is at an all-time low. So that delta of 500 million, that's the minimum that people have cashed out over the last 2 to 3 years. Now ICP is no exception. Everything went down in the last year, but it definitely performed worse than most other altcoins, not just in the last year, but over the very long term. But what then caused this 250% increase? Why did the price suddenly rally to almost $10? By the way, if you so far enjoy this content and you don't want to miss future videos, then feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly over here. We don't know who is cashing out whenever the price is going down, but we need to have an explanation why the price went up in the first place. Now, something preceded that rally, and that's the 10th of October. That's the flash crash. Many altcoins on that day lost massively to then subsequently within a few hours recover. But ICP lost more than the average altcoin. It fell by 74%. The average altcoin fell by roughly 48%. Now this flash crash, this mispricing due to excess leverage in the system caused a lot of liquidations. Almost 13 million worth of ICP got liquidated. It was mainly longs that got liquidated. The shorts were on the winning side of that day, but that caused a structural change within the derivatives market. So this is the funding rate on the perpetual futures, so on the bets on the price. And in the past, before the 10th of October, we tended to have a positive funding rate for ICP. So it cost money to bet on rising prices of ICP. With the 10th of October, that has changed. The funding rate suddenly tended to turn negative. All the bulls lost their money, and the bears that take advantage of the long-term falling price, they now took over. When there are more bears than bulls, so when more people are betting on falling prices than on rising prices, it costs money to do so. Then the funding rate turns negative. Now what does that mean? The more negative the funding rate is, the more profitable it is for market makers to buy up the token, because then the market makers earn on two fronts. They earn on the funding rate because they're taking the counter position, they're going long, but also they are then incentivized to buy up ICP on the spot market. And that then pushes up the price, and that then short squeezes all of those pessimists. The shorts get liquidated, they lose all of their money. And that's what happened with that price rally, right? A lot of short liquidations. So first all the longs got liquidated, they lost everything on the 10th of October, and then with the subsequent rally to close to $10, all the shorts lost their money as well. And so once everybody lost their shirt, when the funding rate normalized again, when all the shorts exited, that's when the market makers sold off all of their allocation that they used to manipulate the price. So this pump and dump is nothing but manipulation against the short investors. That's what happened. The question is the selling now over? Because it seems like the price is very close to the levels pre-manipulation. I'm not so sure, because this is the open interest, the amount of bets on ICP. This went down massively when all the longs got liquidated on the 10th of October. So it went from 120 million worth of open interest down to 60. The entire long position lost everything. The short position kept their bets. And then the big manipulation squeeze happened, and the open interest moved all the way to 308 million. But not all of that open interest has already normalized. Probably we have to get closer to the 50 million mark again until the market makers are completely out of the system. The trading volume hasn't yet normalized either, and there is positive correlation between the spot price and how much volume there is on the perpetual futures market. Yes, the trading volume has come down, but it's not yet at the historic levels of roughly 30-40 million per day. Currently, we're still at around 100 to 200 million per day. So I'm not too bullish on ICP, as you can tell. There is hidden selling, there is inflation, somebody is taking advantage of elevated prices all the time. Who that is, I don't know. It might be the market makers that simply want to get rid of their liquidity. It might be the insiders. There was quite a bit of manipulation in form of a short squeeze at the beginning of November. And that now starts to normalize, but we are not yet at the very bottom. Yes, the price has normalized, but the open interest and the trading volume has not. And that's really the most accurate measure of manipulation. By the way, if you want to automatically copy trade whatever I trade, feel free to join the premium membership. This is our performance since we started that pool 5 months ago, 17% return, while Bitcoin during the same time period lost 25%. ICP, of course, lost even more. We are making money independent of market conditions. And betting on falling prices of poorly performing altcoins is one of our sources of alpha. This is how we beat the market. Of course, risk management is very important, right? Whenever there is a short squeeze, we want to enter rather sooner than later so that we don't crush our whole portfolio. This is why sometimes we do go down in our portfolio, but it's the long term that matters. And it's the low correlation within the rest of the market that matters as well. This is what makes market neutral investing so valuable. It's a great diversifier in a portfolio. So feel free to check it out. It's thebitcoinstrader.com. A link to premium also pops up here on the screen. If it's the very first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish here regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube or see you on premium. Cheers.